Game Update 6.1.2 is coming soon, and while we wait, we're going to talk about CZ198 because that's one of our go-to daily areas for leveling and conquest in particular. So that and more is coming up on this episode of the Escape Podcast for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Our broadcast astromech today is EPC 341, and playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
It's going great, Max. Thanks for asking. I just noticed in
You there?
the chest.
You cut out there for a second. You just noticed what?
Arjar in the chat room was saying, "What? There's a podcast?"
No, it's just us chatting back and forth endlessly in the pre-show about
Right.
just random things.
Random things, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So this week I've been doing a couple of main things. One is I'm trying to knuckle down on my leveling my scoundrel because you know what, this double XP ain't gonna last forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing just the class story with her. So she's to her mid-50s now, and the planet that she's on Nar Shaddaa. So I mean, easily going to get to 75 before finishing up on Corellia to finish the first 3 chapters of the class story. But we'll see where she ends up. I'm trying to play her as a DPS spec. I have her spec'd scrapper, and it's really hard for me to because I have a way of playing my scoundrels already, which is they're all on healing spec, so they have like 3 attacks. So it's like 3 buttons, right? Now with the real DPS spec, there's like 8 buttons, and I'm like, where do I put them?
Yeah.
So I'm sort of going through that. Because the DPS spec has more attack, more abilities, but still has like 3 of the heals. So those, they take up buttons.
Yeah, and
Um,
as your level continues to increase there, you'll end up with, well, I guess it depends on the spec too, but I have about 12 already that are in rotation for the is it scrapper? Whatever I am,
no,
the dot spec.
you're like ruffian.
Ruffian,
Yeah.
ruffian, whatever the
Yeah.
dot spec one is, because then you got to lay down the dots, and then you have the upper hand as the builder, and then you have the direct damage DPS, and then the defensives, and no, actually more. So yeah, it gets
I-
complicated. Now
we were
you
talking
see
last
how
week.
hard it is to be a DPS.
I always had a lot of respect for DPS because you know what? Bosses do not die without DPS. So, um, last week in MFM we were talking about, which companions people didn't like, and Risha came up, and I actually can kind of see that because what Risha does in the story is she just kind of appears on the scene and then she just assumes she's in charge. And she changes out your engine, she tells you where to go, and I can see how that would rub some people the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. I mean, I kind of like her. I never had a problem with her, and but I know people do talk about it from that perspective. So
Anyway, so yeah, but I don't have her as a companion yet. I just got Bodar though. So
yeah,
on
she's
Narshada.
that's always interesting. She shows up and she hangs out for a long time before she becomes your companion.
Right, because you
Um,
have to finish her story,
yeah,
with
which is kind of cool. I always kind of
yeah,
like
I
that.
agree. I agree. So yeah, so MFM we killed the Eyeless this week. So this week is a Rakul week, and then we went and did much rampaging because rampaging is so quick now. We just go play. Oh, we killed the world boss, and then we did a bunch of rampaging. So that was a fun night, and then we just came from our ops night, which was actually sort of um, it was like a mix of things. We did lots of. It was like the night of lair bosses because we did the one on Ziost, and then we did the world boss on Ziost, and we did the lair boss on Osis, the queen of the hive of the mountain, whatever. And then we did Deborah's courtyard. What was the first thing we did though?
Um, we did all
We
the
did our
levels.
we queued up.
Oh,
We went and,
you
yeah,
know,
we
so the
went in
queen
Group
was
Finder.
first. Yeah, so group finder was
That's
first,
right.
and it was the queen
We
is
got
what
the
we
queen.
got for group finder. And
Right,
then we did the monolith, both monoliths, the outside one and
right.
the inside one,
Which was fun because we hadn't done that in forever.
right? Yeah, yeah. And you got to remember how to do that fight with the many. It's a fight of many circles on the ground. Some that you do stand in, some that you don't stand in, and
I always thought it was ironic in that fight that in on Zyos where there's no color, like all the colors drained out,
yeah.
the fight mechanic is based on color.
Yeah, they turn the saturation way down on the color palette in general, and then yes, there's four colored circles, and you can barely tell. I mean, there's an orange and a red, and you can barely tell those two apart. And then there's the bunch of the bad circles. There's a the color the colored circles are white until they light up with the color that they are, and then there's a
Right,
different white circle that's bad that shows up under your feet that you don't stand in, and when the colored circles turn orange, the right colored circle turns orange, you need to stand in that. But there's another orange circle that's the exact same size that's a bad orange circle that you don't stand in. So, yeah.
right.
And the
So
saturation's down on all of them. The palette's really squished, so yeah, it all looks the same.
and then everybody it seems like so many people in the guild and elsewhere are kind of pushing to make credits right now.
Yeah.
I'm sort of looking at I have a crap not I have a crap ton of stuff in multiple characters that is just sitting there of no use to me or anybody. So I've been slowly trying to think, oh, maybe I'll put those on the GTN, but that's a lot of clicking. I don't know how long that's going to keep up, but yeah, I probably should concentrate a little bit on some credits going in because I've been doing nothing but spending credits for like a year now, and I'm going to run out at some point, so I got to do something. So I'm sort of working on that.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my. Is that everything? And then Conquest. Oh, I did Conquest on so many characters already this week on the pub side. I mean, yeah. I think it's because with leveling, like I log into my leveling character and then I go, well, I mean, I'm not going to sell items on this character because she's going to make Conquest no matter what because she's playing all the time. She's leveling. So then I log into another character and for that day I do all the little easy ones, right? And then they make Conquest. And then the next time I'm gonna play, I go, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna do that on her because she's gonna make Conquest anyway." And then I pick a new character. So every day it's like so I think I have like 7 characters to target already on the pub side. But anyway, yeah, that's been my week in SWTOR. How about you, Max?
Yeah. So I've been doing those things too. MFN was good. Did spend some time crafting as well, but not a lot because a lot of people are, it seems like a lot of people on the server are in this mode where they want to make credits. So the augment market has been a little bit depressed because there's a lot of augment crafters crafting a bunch of augments and filling up the inventory. So the profit margins have come way down. So I was talking to you about this earlier. When the profit margins go down, even though you could possibly make a profit, I don't bother. I'll just, because I'm not gonna spend, an hour a day bothering with crafting to make 50K profit on an augment. I'll just wait until the profit margins go back up, and I can make a million credits profit on an
And it's
augment,
not
or
like you
two
have a
million.
deadline.
Right? Yeah. In fact, here's my I again, I haven't consolidated them all, but here's my balance just in my legacy storage, and I know I probably have enough to push it over the limit, but it's 1.8 billion, 1.86. So it's probably better right now that I don't add it all up, because if it crosses that 2 billion mark, then it's basically
Yes, then
zero
you won't be
again.
able right.
Uh,
Right.
so I was able to do fun things like buy myself a cybernetic fractal for 39 million credits, which was a good deal. Here, let's. I was just looking at the market while you were talking a little bit, um, and Yeah, so I got it for 39 million last weekend. They came down in price, and now they're back up to 60 to 70. Um, so I can do some fun things like that and not worry about it too much. But yeah, all the augment prices, I was just checking them all right now, and they're all in that like 5.2 to 5.4 million range. And I was selling them a week ago for 6.5 to 7.5. So I'm not gonna bother now. Because if you also look, the price on legendary embers is still high. Here, like you could buy 3 of them. This is not a bad price. Yeah, so if you wanted to pay 62 million for 114 of them at 543,000, I prefer my legendary embers to be down around 500k. But most of the time they're up at 600 these days. Here's like 580 is the next batch. I just skip these. Here's 111. You need 4 of them, 5 of them to make an augment. So you got to look at where the prices are for the bigger batches. Yeah, they're up around couple big batches at less, but I'm not going to pay $500 million for 1,000 legendary embers at 580. Wow, somebody's trying to unload a bunch. Anyway, a lot of that kind of thing, a lot of the watching of the crafting, just keeping an eye on it. So instead, I've been the other things that is the other side of that equation is the materials costs have gone up. So I'm not finding a lot of the cheaper materials that I would be banking for when I do end up making augments again. So instead, I've been running crew missions. I'll log in all my characters like while I'm on a work conference call and just spin more and more crew missions. I ran out last week. I ran out of the purple slicing mat. I ran out of the purple and I ran out of the green scavenging mats. So I've got now a couple scavengers parked on Onderon and a couple places where I can get some easy nodes and run the crew mission. So I was doing a bunch of stuff like that. As you said, had a lot of fun in MFN. And one little side thing, doing all the lair bosses. They should make more lair bosses because it was fun. It was fun to cycle through all the lair bosses.
They should. I would love to see a lair boss, just way more lair bosses. Yeah. Because you know why? Very little trash.
Yeah. Yes.
But
Yes.
also
Some
but
of them.
also it's a easy, there's less barrier to entry if you have a group and you have a half an hour at the end of the evening, you can go do a lair boss.
You can go do a lair boss and get done. Like at the
Right.
end, we ended up with an extra half hour after we did all the lair bosses, and we did half of Duxon,
Right.
which was fine. But then you just half done. It feels
Right.
nice to be done,
Yeah.
which is cool. Cool. So cool. All right. Uh, the other weird side thing, we're in my Yavin stronghold before we go to CZ for the second half of the show. I was in my Yavin stronghold, and someone was asked in general chat earlier this week and said, "Hey, does anyone have a Yavin stronghold you could invite me to?" And I said yes, and I invited them, and they were level 2. And they said, "Hey, thank you. Can you kick me out of the stronghold now?" And I said yes, and I did. So they're level 2. They didn't have a ship. They got invited to the Yavin stronghold. They got kicked out onto the planet of Yavin. They took the speeder ride, and I did a slash who because I started asking some people in general chat, and Zen, who's in the chat room right now, said the trick is you just get kicked out of the Yavin stronghold onto the planet, and just from the discovery XP, you end up with a whole bunch of levels. And yes, this level 2 person was like level 14 in like 4 minutes later. So there you go.
Just from riding a taxi around?
Yeah, just from riding the taxi or whatever however they did that discovery. Yeah, I mean, it had to be just riding the taxi around because you can't quick travel until you do. Um, so, and they can't fight anything there; they would die instantly. So
And then someone else in the guild said you could do the same thing on Rishi.
there you go. It's right. Yeah, I get kicked out to Rishi and take some taxis. That's there's a little trick for you there to get some fast early levels on a character. It would be
I mean, for that matter, you could probably do it on Tatooine.
it's especially right. Any of the strongholds where you could get kicked out to the planet. It's especially useful on a character that you would want to potentially just be doing PvP on, because you can't PvP until you're level 10, and then you don't even need to do the intro quests, and you don't need a class ship. Just get invited to a Yavin stronghold, get kicked out. Now you're level 14, and now you can PvP. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, that
Or
is,
maybe you have a character that was just going to do crafting.
or yeah, or whatever. Well, yeah.
But I guess they could stay level whatever.
Well, no, they can't, because if you really want it to be a crafting character, they need to be level 71,
Oh, right, to get all
so
8.
you can get
Yeah.
8. Because I have
Yeah.
I have my scoundrel now who's doing some crafting, and at level 51, 52, you can only send out 5 companions. So they're not doing crafting, but they're running the crew missions, because I put investigation on my smuggler, so that would match up with my gunslinger who does all my augment crafting, with
But, you know, right now
investigation
with the
and
double
arms tech.
XP, that does double XP account for does it work on exploration XP? Because I mean, you could do that now. Not you wouldn't have to get kicked out of a thing, but you could just go to all the planets and just ride the taxi everywhere.
Right, but you can't without a class ship.
Right. I was thinking of if you were leveling, like in my case, my
Yeah,
scoundrel is
yeah, you can take your
55 or whatever.
where you've
Yeah.
got a ship, you could just go fly around.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could just go to every planet really and just fly to all
all
the
of them.
taxi points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of them.
Andron.
All the ones that start with O, which is about 75 planets.
Right.
All right. Uh, and Twitch. Somebody's got to tell me what to do about these stupid Twitch frame rates. I see the frame rate is like, it's not terrible, but it's like 15 FPS, which is disturbing to me. It keeps flipping back and forth between about 15 and 30. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. That's frustrating to me. It's not. OBS looks fine. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the news.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
So in the news, we've got update from the Bug Watch. Bug Watch continues. Bug Watch 2020. Bug Watch summer of 2020. Bug Watch. Gotta do the Bug Watch. It's the Bug Watch. So here's the Bug Watch. Not a whole lot in here. Arrival points for strongholds was the one that jumped out to me this week. There's some bugs now where the arrival point for different strongholds isn't showing up where it's supposed to. Something's broken there. My commentary on this is still that I think the arrival points, the load-in points for strongholds, it should be a deco. Just make it a deco. Let me place it anywhere I want and make that the load-in point. I would really like that, BioWare. So just do that. Don't make it these anchor points where you have to define it. Just make it a deco, and wherever that deco is, that's where my characters load in. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, do that.
Do it.
Also
Do
this week we
it.
had a very tiny small patch, 6.1.1b. It basically
Yes.
had one fix in it that we know of or that was documented for the bounty contract event. So for the next time that comes in, people will be able to complete it properly. There was a bug where it was preventing some people from completing
Yeah.
goals there. Yeah.
Right. So tiny update for something that won't be in for a little while. Although maybe before too long, and we'll talk about that after this next news item, which is PvP Season 12 is coming to a close. With the update of 6.1.2, that will be the end of PvP Season 12. And with the coming end of Season 12, they've now announced the tier ratings that you need to get each of the tiers, and the tiers that you will shed if you do not make your preferred rating. The tokens that you will get when you make that tier, then the tokens now are what's used to claim the rewards that you would like. And then the other thing that they're trying to gain a little more clarity on is the replica items are what they're giving you in terms of previous season rewards that are now unlocking. So with the end of season 12, they're getting the replica items from this replica swashbuckler weapon set and cutter mount. Then the final comment, which I thought was useful, that's something that you can look forward to, those people that are getting those ranked tiers, is there has been some confusion about the replica rewards, which rewards come when. To help address any confusion regarding seasonal rewards, from this point forward, we will now start announcing the seasonal rewards at the start of each season. Wow, what a
Yeah,
good
that's what
idea.
what a concept.
What a concept. Tell me what I'm gonna get before the season starts. Yeah, good idea. So we're looking forward to that. Now, bounty contract week is fixed now, but when will that be interesting to us, Seema?
So, Dan did make a post for the June event schedule, which involves the Rackle event, which we're in right now. He also started out by saying, first, let me say the Double XP event, which is ongoing. It's going on right now. It's going to end on June 16th, which that's what they said, and it's already an extended date. But I guess I was kind of in the back of my mind hoping that they would go, oh, we'll make it go a little bit longer. But right now, what they have published ending date is June 16th. Um, then right now we're in the Racco
Now, to be
resurgence. It's on.
clear, I will forget that as soon as we're done talking here. And
Right,
on
I
June
know.
26th, I will say, is it still double XP?
So I'm trying to combat that on my scoundrel because I really want to get her to 75 before double XP is over. But I also am very aware that even without double XP, it wouldn't be that hard. I mean, you still are going to level very easily to 75 just doing class story. Anyway, that's another topic.
Right.
Um,
That's why I'm not too
so
worried about it.
the next event after Rackle Week is Bounty Contract Week, which is coming up from June 16th to June 23rd. So that kind of fills out January because normally we have an event for a week and then a week with no event and then a week with event and then a week without event. So that's the whole month of June sort of laid out there. But Dan did say this was a partial event thing because they have not included um, the swoop rally event,
Right.
which we talked about last week, which is on, or 2 weeks ago, which is on the public test server right now.
And our expectation that it was coming with 6.1.2.
Right.
And our expectation was 6.1.2 was coming soon. And that would mean, well, so here's my speculation is that usually there's a week break. But since maybe they'll just use up that week break between the June 9th end of Rackghoul and the June 16th start of Bounty Contract and release the 6.1.2 on June 9th and then run swoop racing for a week. I don't know though. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe in the June calendar they would have just noted that swoop rally was going to start on
They
the first
could.
week of July or something. Maybe, I don't know. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find
But
out.
in any event, we do know that we're getting Bounty Contract Week at the end of the month, and we're in Rackle right now.
Don't they run brand new events for like 2 weeks though?
They
2?
did with the Dantooine one, the pirate
Yeah.
event there. So I don't know if that's a pattern or if they had a special reason for doing it then. So yeah, maybe they'll do it instead of Bounty. Maybe the
Maybe they'll
intention was
overlap.
boys.
And nothing says you couldn't have 2,
Yeah, I mean
right?
because after all, Nightlife, which is the next thing I was going to mention, is meant to come, probably going to be making its return in July. That's the Nar Shaddaa Nightlife event. That one actually coexists with multiple events because it goes
Yeah.
basically all summer.
Right. It goes. I mean, it goes for like 6 months, from what I understand.
Yes, and maybe what you understand is
Is
incorrect.
Maybe. No, couldn't be that.
And maybe that's what Swoop Rally is going to be
Hmm.
like. Maybe it's going to be like Nightlife, where it's like it's active for a long time. Anyway, that's just irresponsible speculation. We'll find out when they're ready to tell us.
Yeah, we sure will. In guild and community news, we'll have a June mega monthly epic guild activity Marcus is sponsoring, but this one's going to be a little extra epic and a little extra guildy even outside of Star Wars. So Alea Iacta Est, our guild, is a giant gaming community. We have thousands of members. We have 5,000 characters in World of Warcraft still, for example. We have guilds in every major game. And what they're setting up across a couple of games, and Marcus is helping organize this with Fez, one of our new officers from World of Warcraft. On the Alliance side, we have mostly on Horde side, but we now have Alliance and we have Classic and Final Fantasy and ESO and Guild Wars and STO and Lotro. They're going to do a whole weekend of streaming. So it's going to be 2 hours per division of ours, per major MMO that we're in. And it's going to be, hey, here's the latest. Here's what it looks like to create a character today. Here's what it looks like to join the guild and what level you got to get to. And they're going to spend 2 hours with an expert in each of those divisions doing a live stream, and it's going to last all weekend. So they're going to have a bunch of time slots all lined up. And we're probably going to, either in the middle of that or to help kick it off, we're going to have a guild-wide town hall where you'll hear from some of the guild leaders about the latest news. I'll probably be hosting part of that guild town hall, so you can tune in for that if you'd like. And that's going to happen towards the end of the month. So that, I think, is scheduled already for June 26th, I believe, is when it's going to start. So that's when we'll do 26th, 27th, 28th. I think that weekend is going to be the streaming event.
I mean, you don't
Cool.
want to miss the town hall because Max always does a killer PowerPoint presentation.
I did. There is a PowerPoint presentation. But it's really cool. Look, I mean, you've seen my stuff here. I do it for the podcast every once in a while.
Yeah,
It's not,
no,
I can
know.
kill it with PowerPoint. Believe
That
you
sounded
me.
it sounded facetious when I said it, but I didn't mean I did mean it. It is a great way of.
Maybe I'll even show some
Okay.
spreadsheets. So just there.
All right. So that's June Mega. I'll just mention again that on Friday nights, Mei Long has been running Master Mode flashpoints for people who are working on the Aerotech Ice Mount achievement. He's had the group together 2 times. It meets roughly every 2 weeks. It's not like carved in stone. So there've been 2 meeting. I was at the first one, but I got my Aerotech. I had 1 flashpoint left to do, so I got my mount, and then I didn't go to the next one. But it was because I had a conflict. It wasn't because of that. So that's roughly every 2 weeks, and we're doing it on the imp side. He's doing it on the imp side to start with. But once we get like as many people who are interested in it through the achievement, then Mei Long will switch to the pub side if there's interest doing that.
That's excellent. You know, you forget about those things. I've got a lot of characters that don't have that completed.
Yeah, me too.
It's a cool side thing to go through, and since we don't have Summer of what it was, Summer of 500, Summer of
300.
Summer of 300, and we don't have DVL, those kinds of things, we can make our own and get the Master Mode Flashpoint runs for the Aerotech Ice. I guess it's not making our own because it's built into the game and it's a mission that they provided us. But no, we're making our own content, man.
I mean, we're using the content they made, but you know, we're actually doing it.
Speaking
instead of not doing it.
Making our own content, we now have 6 ops teams making their own content by running operations.
Right.
And our newest one is our second Monday night ops team run by Spicoli. They're all full now, right, Seema? I meant to double check
They have
tonight,
a full roster.
They have a full roster, but
every time I say that, I just want to add, if you want to play on a Monday night and you want to ops, it's always worth checking because people need alts. There's always going to be nights where somebody can't make it, or Dent, who runs the other Monday night team, or Spicoli will be asking on Discord that they need somebody to fill in. So it's always worth a checking.
It is always worth a checking. And with that, I want to do a shout out to the chat room. Thank you everybody in there. Thanks for helping us out. The number one thing you got to help me out with for the future is to fix this frame rate in the Twitch stream. Tell me what I need to do there, but It's not
And also
terrible. And we're an audio podcast anyway. It's not like you're trying to see
to
too much. But...
keep him on point for the nightlife
And
event when it
remind
starts.
me when things start and end, please.
I mean,
That would be
I know you
great.
think
That
I
would...
know you think that, we should be telling you when things start and end, but no.
that's not why. Again, I would have to research it, and I was elected to lead, not to read.
Yes.
I will tell you that there are patch notes. I will not read them myself and figure out when things
No.
actually end. But with that, let's talk about our segment for tonight. What do we got for an audio drop-in?
Fresh ragu meat. I mean,
Eh.
I hope not. I hope you don't.
So for Conquest and Profit, you could be running the Rakghoul event, which we do like to do when it comes up. But the other thing that is deeply in my rotation for getting characters to Conquest, and I know it's in your rotation as well, Seema, is CZ198.
Not as much as you though.
Maybe not as much as me. I do tend to, if I'm gonna do anything besides just like the turn-ins or MFN or our ops night, I often just go do CZ198. So this is gonna be a run through of how we do CZ198 kind of fast. It's not super. There's somebody's probably faster than us, but this is a relatively fast way to do it. We'll just give you a couple of the side tips and tricks. It's not very confusing. It's not very difficult. If you've run it a couple times, you probably are doing it this way anyway, or something like it. But I did want to do a call out. Let's see, quiz for anyone in the chat room. We have done an episode walking through CZ198 before. First person to tell me what episode number in the chat room that was wins a thumbs up from me, because we don't give out prizes anymore. But you win the prize. You're the winner of the day if you can tell me what episode number it was.
And you can think about it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and think about it. Zen says episode 25. Good guess, but no. Good guess. So
Galahad.
Galahad got it. Episode number 1. Episode number 1. Let me go back. I can even tell you the date. So we might have talked about it elsewise as well, but no, our very first show,
Elsewise.
August 19th of 2013, the segment for the day was CZ198. So that's
2013. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was
man.
young then.
I had hair then. Oh, Galahad, your big thumbs up. There you go.
Yep. We're giving you a thumbs up. You just can't see it.
Two thumbs up. There you go. Cool. So let's go. So number 1 tip to get to CZ198 and to do this on a character. So so here I'm on my Stork. I only have 5,000 conquest points. Here, let's make a note of this. Let me go back to our notes for today and not the notes.
I have 650.
You have 650? Ooh, so
yep.
That's a good one. So I have 5330 and you have 650. So I'll make a note of that on the side. To get there quickly, tip number 1, and this is really, Zen is the master of this. If you want to get anywhere in the galaxy, yes, you could do Shift M and you could go to the map, and you got a lot of quick travels there. But the real way to get there quickly is because if you do it that way, you'll go to the space station, and then you'll beam down to the planet, and then you'll run around. Instead,
Plus, you need a ship for that way.
Plus, you need a ship, which Zen never has. Control G. Control G, daily area, CZ198. Click it, click travel. Control G is your group, your activities window. It's your solo activities. The daily area, CZ198. You click travel. You will go directly to the surface, directly to the terminal, which is going to give you the weekly and all the dailies and everything you need to pick up to get to CZ198. So here we are. Bang. Zoom. We are here. Here's Seema. We're already there. And here's the terminal. Now, there's 4 dailies and No, five dailies in the weekly. One heroic, 2, which is really it's soloable. Don't ever think that you can't solo this one. And my quest log is full. Of course. Beware of Hugo. We don't need that. Abandon hope all ye who enter here. Collect fungal samples. Oh, I'll keep that one. What am I filled up with? There's all the Zerka ones. Opening the skies. Oh, I've got these Dantooine ones. Operation Starvation. Yeah, Dantooine. Patrol Dantooine 3 of 6. I don't want to. Veteran flashpoints 1 of 5. I'm gonna abandon that. Ooh, 150 tech frags. Now I'll keep that one. Shroud of Memory I've got in here. Anyway, I've got quite a lot. So that was 3. Companion Theoretica. Wow, I've got a lot of stuff lingering here. Macro binoculars. Locate and identify transmitters on Quesh. Spoils, PvP spoils, 17 of 20. I gotta keep that. Veteran, I already did veteran flashpoints. Ooh, here we go. Dantooine destabilization, abandon. Good, 20 of 25. Now I can get the rest of them. So you're getting the 5 dailies, and you're getting the weekly. Make sure you've got the weekly also. So the weekly is to do all 5. So it's 4 regular dailies, the 1 heroic 2, and the weekly. All right. Now, I'll say how I do it, Seema, but you probably do it the exact same way. So are you already in there?
Yeah.
Are you already killing things? Get a level 50 companion out. I don't have a companion.
I have my C2 into because even though he says, even though he's
not equipped
pub
for combat.
he's not equipped for combat, I equipped him for combat.
Yeah, she threatened him and put in a
And I found
restraining
out.
bolt.
I mean, I don't know why I thought this because I wanted to get the achievement where you kill 2,500 mobs with C2N2 as your companion.
Yeah.
So I have like C2N2 like my companion on all my characters because it doesn't have to be on one character.
Too easy.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea. Why is this observer is bugged? Okay, so the first thing you got to do is you got to run in here. You're starting to kill mobs. One of the dailies is to kill 35 things. You'll kill 35 things before the end, before the night is through, regardless. So just ignore that one. So that's number 1. Ignore the kill 35 things. So what you're gonna do here is you're just gonna kill everything that you aggro, and click any of the canisters that you get to. There's 2 kinds of canisters. There's the square biotoxin canisters. Click any of those that you see, and then there's the round colto canisters. Click any of those that you see. Now there's 2 things you got to keep track of when you're doing stuff here is what it's like to do it when there's nobody here and what it's like to do it when there's a lot of people here. If there's a lot of people here, and there's usually a lot of people here when I'm doing it for whatever reason. So if there's nobody, I'll tell you both ways when you get here. These boxes here, this is daily number 2. So kill 35 things is daily number 1, staff cuts. Kill 5 of these droids in these droid containers. These, you click on the little side panel on each of these containers. There's about a 50-50 chance that the container opens up and you have to kill a strong droid that comes out of it. They die really fast. There's a panel on each side of each of these containers, and there's 5 of the containers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spread around the 4 spread around the room. If there's a lot of people around, you might not, they might all be in use. So what I do then is I just stand in front of one and I wait for it to respawn. Again, that's not necessarily the fastest. You could jump in front of other people and try to get it done. I don't like to do that, so I just stand there and I check Discord. I run some crew missions. I check Pinterest. I don't check Pinterest. I click any of the biotoxin containers that might be nearby, like that one right there. And it only takes about, a minute and a half for them to respawn. and then you just click them again. So now we're already done with 4. We just need to click one more. I would go back
And
to
there's
this.
another one.
Oh, here. I
There's
would go
another
back to
one.
this one that we just.
So what I do is I usually move on and I'll come back.
Now
But
see,
there's another one in the side room
oh, okay. Yeah, see,
too.
I don't, because when I'm done here, I never come back. And so
Right.
we'll talk about that when we get to the end, but because I go directly from the last play, the heroic 2, I quick travel back to the base and turn everything in. So,
Oh, I do that usually from inside the instance one.
yeah, that's what I meant. The heroic 2 with the worm.
That's not the heroic 2. The heroic 2 is the one where you kill the big droid.
Oh, the big droid is the heroic 2? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, no, the instance one. I see. I don't read. It said heroic 2. I just figured it was a thing. Now, you said there was a
Yes.
canister in the side room. Oh, there's a canister over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. So that.
And there's one each of the round and the box one too. And then there's also 3 resource nodes.
Oh wow, this is a good little room. Ooh, I'm
Yeah.
getting this sweet, sweet multi-alloy debris. Oh, and this is my gathering character. It's got 3 gathering professions on it. So you can see here I've got archaeology and bioanalysis and scavenging. So I got 2 of those things. If you're in a group, everybody's got to loot the biotoxin containers. You can't just have one person click it. The Colto containers, you can have one person click them and it counts for everyone in the group. The biotoxin containers, everyone in the group needs to click it to loot the biotoxin.
Oh, look, you can see the droid inside on this one. I never noticed that before.
Inside the canister?
Yeah, like there's like a little window.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. He's actually in there. Deactivated. And sometimes they come to life and you have to kill them, but
Right.
Hmm.
But that's
and you kill
Yeah.
them in front of C2N2 and you kill them real hard so that it keeps them in line. This is what'll happen to you if you don't pay attention. All right. So I personally make sure I'm done with those droid. Not of the containers. I don't care about those. But the droid, the kill the 5 droid, droid demolition. Complete that before you take the elevator down. Then now we're down here. So here, Seema, what I do is I go and I kill anything that's going to aggro me here. So it's going to be these guys. Everything dies pretty quick here. And then I go upstairs. The reason I go upstairs is I find you can get them other places, like where we just were, or down at the ends of the hallway. But I find going upstairs here is the best place to finish the Colto containers. There's a person who ran ahead of us here, and they already got some of the Colto containers. But up here is where there's a lot of Colto containers. I find it the easiest. Yeah, chat room. This will be a mess for me to edit up. But yeah, I think either my drivers or like everything reset. My audio driver and my video drivers reset because the computer didn't crash. It didn't log me out, and no apps closed, but the screens went black. Everything froze. The screens went black, and my audio devices reset because I had to like close Star Wars and reopen it to get audio to come back, and Adobe Audition freaked out. So I'm back. We're back. So we'll pick up. Let's see. So what I was saying was, so yes, I like to come upstairs because of all these Colto canisters upstairs. So as you can see now here, besides our audio glitch that paused the stream there for a second, we're done now with the Colto canisters. Because look, there's a ton of them up here. I mean, like just in line of sight here, there's enough to finish the Colto canisters for anybody, and there's nobody around. So that's what I do. I clear the colto canisters here, and then I jump down. There you are. Hello.
Yep, I went up to kill the Dessler person.
Ah, right. We talked about the Dessler person last week. The Dessler person's up there. We should have gone and said hi to him, but now I already jumped down. So now,
just to note though, like if Dessler's assistant is there, that is not the mob that drops the speeder. It's Martinique Dessler, who is
right,
a rare spawn of the
very
assistant.
rare spawn. Right. So kill the assistant, and then wait like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and then there'll be a respawn. It's usually the assistant again. So kill it again and do that for about 6 hours, or maybe for you it'll only be one time, and then Dessler will spawn. So now we jump down, and now we have to do a couple things. We have to just make sure we finish, which we already have. As I said, you're going to finish killing 35 Zerka. That's the what is that one called? Staff cuts. Yeah, so staff cuts is done. You still need a few more toxin containers probably. But what I do now is I just run straight to the Heroic 2, the champion mob.
Yeah, I do too.
Because you can kill toxin containers on the way, but sometimes you need to queue up for this. If there's a bunch of people here, then maybe it's going to take a little while. So run here, see if it's available, kill it if it is. If you're soloing, this might be a challenge if you're not geared up. If you are geared up, it's not a challenge at all. If you just keep your companion out and heal you up, but you want to kill that. If there's a little bit of a line, if it's only one person ahead of you killing it, just stay there and wait for it to respawn. It respawns pretty quickly. If there's a bunch of people, then I would go and like finish off the toxin containers. See, like, so here you can see there's the toxin container there. There's one over there. I need 3 more. Do you need any more, Seema?
Yeah, I need 3 more.
Okay, we can get that one. We can get this one. And there's one more over there.
Yeah, sometimes I just come straight to the Heroic because, just in case there's nobody doing it at that moment.
And then if there is, if it's busy, then you go up and get the colto containers and that kind of stuff after. Yeah, that's not a bad idea too, because that's one of the things that'll slow you down. The droid containers upstairs will slow you down, and waiting for that will slow you down.
But now we're done with everything except for the
downstairs, which I call
the antitoxin acquisition.
Yes. So now before I go down here, I make sure that I'm done with everything.
Right.
You want to make sure you're done with the 2 sets of containers, the biotoxin, the colto containers, killing 35 mobs, killing the champion. Everything is done now except, so you've got those 4 done except for doing this one down here. When you do this one down here, you come downstairs, you run in the force field. This is really quick, very easy to solo. Or are you here, Seema? Oh, there you are. 2 groups here. You killed both of these groups at the same time. Just group them all up. Do your force lightning, because everybody got force lightning, right? If you've done this once, you'll know what to do each time. You click up on that pipe up there. It breaks it. You kill this next group of escaped specimens with your force lightning. Just AoE these groups of 5 down. If there's a rampage for CZ-198, this is also a really great place to finish the rampage.
Well, I mean, we're at 45 of 50 now for defeat enemies too.
Okay, so there we go. What I usually do if I really want to finish the rampage is I kill, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 6 groups of 5. So 30 mobs. I kill those 30 mobs, and if I still have more to go, I walk outside, I reset, and I come back in and I kill those 30 again. Because these are super fast to kill. Look, there's another pack dead. So Here's another pack we're
Yeah.
gonna clear and kill.
I did that a few times under the old system, but I can't see it ever coming into play anymore.
No, because you only have to kill 75, right?
Yeah, and we've already killed 75 without even trying.
Yeah. Okay. So we won't have to do it ever again. That's sad. Or
Yeah.
good, is the case
Or
may be.
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was my last one for 75. And then you click the canister in the middle, and you kill the two little worms on the sides, the big worm in the middle, the tentacles, and then you're done with what was this one? The antitoxin. Remember to loot the antitoxin before you do anything else.
Right, right.
Because how many times?
I've never ever quick traveled out without
Oh, I've done that so many
clicking
times.
that.
Now the reason I said clear everything up above, because now we're down here. We don't want to have to like run out and run back upstairs and like pop one more Colto canister, because now everything is done. You can quick travel directly to the Imperial landing zone, which we will do now, and you're right at the turn-in box for everything, and you're done. Done and done. So you come right over here, and well, it doesn't put you right in front of it, but close enough. Turn in all 5 things. And look at all those conquest points. One for heroic, and my personal conquest reward for doing the... Wait, was that my full conquest? Yeah, I'm at 52,000 conquest points. So I got personal conquest. So let's see how much we have by the time we're done. So the CZ198 weekly for this week gave 10,000, and then there was doing a heroic gave another like 5,000 or something. Now I'm up to 56,519. And what did I say I started at? I wrote it down here. 5330, 56,519. So just doing CZ198, just right there, was 51,000 conquest points.
For you, I got 40,000.
You only got 40,000? So
Right,
I must
and
have been close. Well, I didn't complete heroic today.
Right. Like I have already done, there's a couple in the list here that I'd already done. Like I'd already done a heroic.
Which is 10,000.
Well, that's it right
Repeatable
there,
daily.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I hadn't done. So doing any heroic, complete any heroic mission, 10,000 conquest points. So as you can
But
see,
yeah, I
it's
mean, all I have to do is sell items and place decos in the morning, and this character will be done.
Yeah. So huge amount of conquest points, really fast to run it. It's an active thing. Like you're like completing missions, and I could go to it's here. Why I can't really finish a sentence now, can I? I'm all choked up. I could go and do rampage on a handful of planets. Probably like 3 planets will get you conquest as well. But because I can come in here and complete a bunch of things in one place, and I feel like I'm not just grinding, just grinding random mobs, and finding my favorite grinding spot, and I can control G and get right to here, finish that whole thing in like 10 minutes. It's pretty satisfying.
And Galahad points out in the chat room that if you do need a few more mobs, or say you didn't get all 5 of the droid box things, it's not that far to just run over there
Right
now from here and finish that one off too. So
right, it's right down the hallway there.
Everything is really convenient here in CZ198.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I like to do the black hole one too, but it's big compared to this in terms of, running around all over the place.
It's big, and the heroic for that one is kind of long. It's not kill one champion droid.
It is
for black hole. Yeah, but that's
I mean, but I only do it on. I know what it is. But I only
I
do
was-
it on stealth characters, so it is killing one. It is killing
Oh,
one champ.
yeah. See,
It's technically 2 champs. There's one you have to kill earlier to get the elevator key, but I just stealth by everything else.
Trixie.
On the
with
imp
stealthing.
side, you have to kill those waves at the end. But I just stand at the top of the ramp and basically kill them as they come up to me, and then kill that last sort of giant droid. But on the pub side, there's just the one dude at the end.
Now, I
So I
rarely
like
do it
Black Hole.
on stealthing characters. But now that I've got a scoundrel, maybe I should. So that
I do like I can make conquests in like 5 or 10 minutes on a stealthing character.
yeah,
Just a
that's
string of heroics that yeah.
that's a pro move, and I should utilize my stealthing characters a little bit more than I do. I have an assassin that's all set to go. I have my scoundrel will soon be 75.
Maybe we should do that one week. I'll show you my routine.
That would be good. That would be good because I keep forgetting about stealth even on my stealthing characters. So I need to learn the do you know the way? I do not know the way of the stealthing way. So that would be great. If you all out there have some magical way to complete conquest in 5 or 10 minutes as well, let us know. It's always
I
fun
mean,
to find out.
it took us a little bit longer because we talked a lot, but it's CZ190 is really quick. Especially if you're not doing it when there's 1,000 people there.
Right. And I often am doing it in the morning. And that's sort of one of my go-to times. So I only have 2 Imperial characters. It's a Republic week for AIE this week. I only have 2 Imperial characters done. So I could do it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other 75s. Wow, I've got a lot of characters. I have 5 other 75s.
You can do
on the
like
Imperial
Friday,
side.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, so you have 5 more opportunities to do this particular one.
But you can get 40,000 just off of the things you can do in your stronghold. So I could be doing 2 characters a day.
Yes, you could.
But I don't. All right. I think with that, we are ready to wrap up here for tonight. As I said, let us know your tips and tricks for getting to Conquest. I know,
And when
like
we come
Zen, for
back next week,
example, would
my
say do
scoundrel
GSF. Oh yeah.
should be 75.
All right. Okay. My scoundrel's only 51. Challenge accepted. Should I be 75 by next week?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I'm only 55, but I'm saying 20 levels in a week. I mean,
But
come
we've
on.
got plenty of time before double XP ends.
We
so-
have 2 weeks.
What? That's impossible. All right. So with that,
It's yeah. Yes, 2 weeks. Max.
With that, we will kick out EPC Droid 341 out of an airlock to broadcast this podcast to all of you. Please keep up with us on Twitter at MaxTheGray and at AIESEMA. And if you know any cool people that should be playing the game with us, tell them to come check us out. Plenty of places to do that. AIE-guild.org is our guild website, and that's where you can get a link in the upper right to our guild Discord. You can jump in the SWTOR channel and ask for a guild invite. We're on Starforge. And then you can, of course, listen to the show and subscribe and find out the feeds of where we're going to be at newoverlords.com or on YouTube /newoverlords or twitch.tv /newoverlords. And with that, we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.